While I digitally color my sketchbook spread in Procreate app on iPad, let's discuss about the newly launched iPad and Apple Pencil from digital art perspective. Before that, I'm going to change the blend mode of the line art to multiply, because if I switch off the background layer, you can see because it's a scan, it's not a transparent background. And for me to be able to show the color below the line art, this is what I do. It's a trick. You can also have another option. I'll make a new video about it. But now talking about iPads. So I've been doing digital art on iPad for 5 years now. I started with an entry-level iPad and Apple Pencil 1. They were great products, and I decided to upgrade only when I was using it for too many things and it was already taking a lot of time to charge. It was around 2 years old and I decided to do digital art professionally, so I upgraded to M2 iPad Pro and Apple Pencil 2. Now if you're wondering whether you should upgrade to the newest iPads and Apple Pencil Pro, if you recently got an iPad, there is no need to feel the FOMO. I think the features are a good to have and not a must have. So according to me, the devices are already very powerful, and if you really need an update, then obviously buying the latest piece makes the most sense. If you're someone who wants to try out digital art, you're a beginner, then there are various different iPads available already if you're not ready to invest a lot, because the features are not very necessary. But if you're sure you want the best in device, the latest device, and you already needed to update because the older iPad is not working, then it makes more sense. To give you a perspective, when I shifted from Apple Pencil 1 to Apple Pencil 2, it took some time for me to actually use the double tap feature. I had to remind myself to use double tap feature, but now when I use it, I cannot go back to Apple Pencil 1. So does that really affect my overall workflow? It does speeds up, but the newer features aren't necessarily going to make a lot of difference in the overall time taken to create the illustration. The overall experience of creating digital art on iPad is already fantastic. Now if you want to buy the latest iPad and you want the best features, then obviously there's no point of discussion. But if you were wondering whether it's a good option to update even when it's not required, then I don't think these features are worth an update. But these are great features. If you already wanted to replace your older iPad, you can use the Apple's trade-in option and get these newer ones, because obviously if you wanted to replace or buy a new iPad, buying the latest piece of tech makes the most sense because of how fast the technology is changing. In my opinion, if I were to use the Apple Pencil Pro as my first ever Apple Pencil, then it is a great device, and now that they are adding all these features and making it even more natural to work with tech for creating art, it's great. The haptic feature, the barrel roll and the squeeze. But now that I'm already using an Apple Pencil 2, I don't see myself using the new barrel roll or squeeze feature anytime soon, because if it is meant to speed up your process, accidentally using these features, like now currently also accidentally I do double tap and instead of the brush I invoke the eraser. So ultimately the net of the speed of the process is negligible. So I don't think it is anyway going to speed up the process. The haptic feature is great to have and not a must-have again. It actually enhances the overall experience of using digital art for iPad, but it doesn't actually affect in any way the way you're creating art with it. Like pressure sensitivity, palm rejection and tilt recognition are very necessary features which Apple Pencil already have for us to be able to create better art using tech. So imagine having pressure sensitivity so important, and that is a feature that is important for you to be able to create better art. But features like barrel roll and haptic feedback and squeeze don't necessarily help you to create better art. It just improves your experience. If in order to create more art you need such important features to improve your experience, then that's a different story. But in no way it will help you create a better art. Tilt recognition is a feature that might help you in creating better art because you can do shading. Palm rejection also, because it makes your overall process very much comfortable because you're not accidentally creating stray marks on the screen. These necessary features are already there in the Apple Pencil 1 and Apple Pencil 2. But we are also coming close to completing this spread. If this video was helpful in any way in making your decision, don't forget to like it, and if you still have any doubts, leave them in the comment section below. More digital art related content on iPad and Procreate app, creating face illustrations, then consider subscribing. If you are a beginner digital artist and want to learn more about creating digital illustrations in Procreate, how to come up with original ideas, create illustrations from scratch from imagination without the needing to trace, comic style illustrations, developing your own unique art art style as a beginner, then you can find the link to my program in the description box below. If the enrollment is closed by the time you're watching this video, you can join the waitlist to get notified if we ever plan to launch another batch in future. Because as a beginner, I also used to watch a lot of tutorials and create art, but for the longest time I was so frustrated for not being able to come up with original ideas and create original comic style face illustrations without the needing to trace them. So I created this program to make sure that my experience is helpful for all the other beginner digital artists as well. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.